Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the most valuable and expensive 50 and 20 cents Australian coins. Coins that many people overlook in their change, but which can actually be worth big dollars in the current collector market. These coins may only have a small face value, but with rarity, condition, and collector demand, some examples have soared to incredible prices. Let's get started. First up, the 1966 Australian 20-cent coin. This isn't just any coin. It was part of the very first decimal currency released in Australia, and for that reason alone, it has a special place in the hearts of collectors. But the real magic lies in its details, variations, and the surprising values it can fetch in today's market. The year 1966 was a milestone in Australia. It marked the end of the traditional pound, shillings, and pence system, and the beginning of the decimal era. On the 14th of February, known as C-Day or Changeover Day, Australians were introduced to brand new coins including the 1 cent, 2 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, 20 cent, and 50 cent pieces. The 20-cent coin stood out as one of the larger denominations and quickly became an everyday essential. The design of the reverse of the coin is iconic and unmistakable, a graceful platypus swimming through rippling water, created by the famous designer Stuart Devlin, who was also responsible for many of Australia's most beautiful coin designs. The platypus was chosen not only for its unique character, but also because it symbolizes Australia's distinct natural wildlife, instantly setting Australian coins apart on the world stage. The obverse of the coin features the young Queen Elizabeth II, captured in the effigy designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait of the Queen was used on coins across the Commonwealth in the 1960s and became one of the most recognizable images of Her Majesty worldwide. Around the portrait is the Latin inscription, Elizabeth II, Australia, 1966. Together, the platypus and the Queen gave the coin a strikingly balanced design, a blend of Australian identity and royal tradition. Now let's move into the specifications. The 1966 20-cent coin was struck in copper nickel, giving it a silvery sheen. It weighs 11.3 grams, has a diameter of 28.65 millimeters, and a thickness of 2.5 millimeters. The edge is reeded, providing a textured feel that collectors love. These physical attributes made it sturdy enough for daily use, while still holding artistic beauty. But what really sets the 1966 20-cent coin apart is the fact that it was minted in two different places. The majority were struck at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, but a significant number were also minted at the Royal Mint in London. Because of slight differences in dies and striking methods, collectors today spend countless hours examining which mint their coin came from, as certain varieties are far more desirable. Among the most famous rarities is the 1966 London Mint 20-cent coin with a rotated die error. In some cases, the Queen's head was struck at a different orientation, meaning that when you flip the coin, the obverse and reverse don't line up properly. These are highly sought after, and depending on condition, can sell for hundreds of dollars. Even in circulated condition, the 1966 coin is popular with collectors simply because it's the first year of issue. A circulated coin may fetch $2 to $5, which is well above its face value. But in uncirculated or proof-like condition, values jump significantly, often selling for $20 to $50, and even more for pristine, untouched examples. Special error coins, as mentioned, can go for several $100s, and rare varieties can bring in thousands at high-end auctions. When we talk about condition, the phrase red condition often refers to toning or surface coloration due to age and environmental exposure. While some may see it as damage, many collectors value unique toning patterns, especially when they create attractive highlights on the coin's details. A beautifully toned 1966 20-cent can actually be more desirable than a plain circulated example. The demand for the 1966 20-cent coin has never really faded. Because it represents the start of decimal currency, it's considered a must-have piece for anyone building a complete Australian coin collection. New collectors often begin their journey with a 1966 piece, while experienced collectors hunt for high-grade examples or rare minting errors. Another fascinating aspect is its connection to Australia's cultural identity. For older Australians, the 1966 20-cent coin is a reminder of the great currency changeover, a time when everything in shops and banks switched overnight. Owning one of these coins is like holding a piece of that history, making it far more than just money. It's a story in metal. Some people have even stumbled across rare proof-like strikes from mint sets or misstruck error coins in circulation. Imagine pulling a coin out of an old jar or drawer, only to discover it's worth hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars today. That's the thrill of coin collecting. The ordinary turning into extraordinary right before your eyes. For investors, this coin has proven to be a stable and growing asset. Over the decades, its value has steadily increased, especially for higher grades. The potential millionaire-making power doesn't lie in one coin alone, but in the possibility of discovering one of those high-value rarities or holding a collection of multiple pristine 1966 20-cent pieces. Collectors also love the international connection, since some of these coins were minted in London. This makes it a globally significant coin, appealing to numismatists outside of Australia as well. The cross-mintage adds a layer of intrigue, ensuring the 1966 coin will always hold a special place in world coinage history. The 1966 Australian 20-cent coin is not just an everyday piece of change. It is the beginning of decimalization in Australia, a coin with beautiful design, historical significance, and incredible potential value. Whether you're holding on to a circulated example or searching for one of those rare rotated die errors, this coin proves that treasures still lie hidden in plain sight. It's a coin that captures history, culture, and the thrill of discovery, all in one. Next up, the 1998 Australian 50-cent commemorative coin, issued to celebrate the bicentenary of the discovery of Bass Strait. This coin is far more than just a piece of silver-colored metal. It's a reminder of one of the most important explorations in Australian history, honoring two remarkable men, George Bass and Matthew Flinders, whose courage changed the maps of the world. The year 1798 was a turning point in exploration. At the time, the geography of Australia was not fully understood. There was speculation that a strait existed between mainland Australia and the island of Tasmania, but it hadn't been officially charted. Enter George Bass, a British naval surgeon, and Matthew Flinders, a talented navigator and cartographer. Together, aboard a small sloop named the Norfolk, they undertook a daring voyage that led to the discovery of Bass Strait. This discovery transformed Australia's maritime routes forever, cutting travel times and opening a vital passage for trade and navigation. Fast forward to 1998, Australia commemorated the 200th anniversary of this momentous discovery with the release of a special 50-cent coin. The reverse design captures the spirit of that exploration, showcasing portraits of Bass and Flinders, alongside a map of part of Australia and all of Tasmania, with a line marking the route they took through the strait. It's a design filled with history, artistry, and symbolism, a true collector's delight. The lettering engraved around the coin adds further depth. George Bass, Matthew Flinders, Discovery of Bass Strait, 1798 to 1998. These inscriptions remind every holder of the great expedition that forever altered Australia's geographic understanding. The word Sydney and the prominent denomination 50 are also included, balancing the visual appeal of the coin. This masterpiece was designed by Vladimir Gottwald, a talented Australian coin designer who beautifully combined portraiture, cartography, and narrative in a single coin. His ability to translate history into numismatic art makes this coin stand out as one of the most detailed and meaningful 50-cent commemoratives ever struck. On the obverse side, we find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, which began appearing on Australian coins in 1998. This effigy portrays the Queen with greater realism and maturity, creating a contrast between the modern monarchy and the historical tale being told on the reverse. Let's talk specifications. Like all 12-sided 50-cent pieces issued since 1969, the 1998 commemorative coin is struck in copper-nickel. It weighs 15.55 grams, has a diameter of 31.51 millimeters, and a thickness of 2.5 millimeters. The edge is plain, which is standard for Australian 50-cent coins. These specifications give it a solid, heavy feel in the hand, a reminder of the quality and endurance of Australia's circulating commemoratives. Now, about the coin you might be holding. Its blackened condition or darker toning can often occur due to age, storage, or environmental exposure. While some might see this as wear, collectors often find toned coins attractive and unique. Each coin's patina tells its own story, adding a layer of individuality to what is already a historic piece. In terms of rarity, the 1998 base straight 50 cent was issued for circulation, which means millions were minted. However, its popularity as a commemorative ensures strong collector demand even today. Most Australians held on to at least one of these coins when they first appeared, recognizing its historical importance. As a result, finding one in circulated condition is fairly easy, but securing an uncirculated or proof-like example is a much greater challenge. In the current market, circulated examples in average condition may sell for $1 to $3, depending on wear and toning. However, coins in uncirculated condition often command $10 to $20, and pristine examples taken straight from mint rolls or sets can sell for $30 or more. Proof versions, struck with superior detail and mirror-like finishes, can fetch significantly higher values, sometimes reaching $60 to $100 depending on demand. The real excitement, as always, lies in errors and varieties. Some 1998 commemoratives are known to have misstrikes, off-center mintings, or die cracks. These rare anomalies can transform a $10 coin into a $500 or even $1,000 treasure at auction. For this reason, collectors carefully inspect their base straight coins for any unusual features. The collector demand for this coin remains strong because it ticks all the boxes. It commemorates a key event in Australian history. It features detailed and symbolic artwork, and it belongs to one of the most widely collected denominations, the 50-cent piece. Every serious Australian coin collection aims to include this issue, and many collectors pursue multiple examples in varying grades and conditions. Beyond its monetary value, the 1998 base straight coin serves as a reminder of exploration and discovery. It symbolizes courage, curiosity, and the spirit of adventure that drove Bass and Flinders into uncharted waters. It is not just a coin. It is a piece of storytelling pressed into copper nickel, passed from hand to hand, generation to generation. And let's not forget, this coin represents potential opportunity. Imagine finding one in near-perfect condition, or even stumbling upon an error strike. Such discoveries have literally made collectors thousands of dollars. It's this thrill of the unknown that keeps people checking their pocket change and keeps the numismatic world buzzing with excitement. In conclusion, the 1998 Australian 50-cent commemorative coin celebrating the discovery of base straight is a treasure worth more than its face value. It is history, art, and investment wrapped into one. From its striking design to its potential collector value, this coin shows us that even everyday change can hold the power to tell extraordinary stories and maybe even make you a fortune. Next up, the 1997 Australian 50-cent coin. At first glance, it might look like just another coin in your loose change, but when you explore its history, design, and collector demand, you'll see that this piece is far more valuable than its face value suggests. The story of the 50-cent coin in Australia begins in 1966, when the decimal system was introduced. The very first 50 cent was round and made of 80% silver, but due to rising silver prices, it was withdrawn after only 1 year. By 1969, the coin had been redesigned into its now iconic 12-sided shape, made from durable copper nickel. The 1997 issue continues this proud tradition, carrying the distinctive look that makes it instantly recognizable around the world. On the reverse of the coin, we find the magnificent Australian coat of arms. This design, created by Stuart Devlin, Australia's most celebrated coin designer, showcases the emu and kangaroo standing proudly on either side of the shield. Inside the shield are 6 distinct sections, each representing one of Australia's states: New South Wales, Victoria, Queensland, South Australia, Western Australia, and Tasmania. Above the shield sits the 7-pointed Commonwealth star, symbolizing the unity of all the states and territories. It is a design rich with national pride and meaning. The choice of the emu and kangaroo is no accident. Both animals are uniquely Australian and are famously unable to move backward, making them symbols of progress and forward momentum. When Australians hold this coin, They are not just holding currency. They're holding a reminder of their nation's resilience and drive toward the future. On the obverse side, the coin features a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maklauf. This effigy, which appeared on Australian coins from 1985 to 1998, depicts the Queen wearing the royal diadem. It's a regal, elegant portrait that reflects both tradition and continuity, linking Australia to its British heritage while circulating in the everyday lives of millions. In terms of specifications, the 1997 50-cent coin weighs 15.55 grams, measures 31.51 millimeters in diameter, and is struck in copper nickel with a plain edge. Its distinctive dodecagonal, 12-sided shape makes it stand out among other coins in your pocket, and it is one of the largest circulating coins in the world in terms of both size and weight. Now let's talk about condition and appearance. The coin you might find today in very good condition will typically show signs of circulation, with slight wear on the high points of the coat of arms and minor scratches from years of use. However, even in this condition, the coin holds collector interest, because 1997 was not a year with an unusually high mintage of commemorative issues, making these pieces slightly harder to come by in pristine condition compared to some other years. In terms of rarity, the 1997 Australian 50-cent coin is not considered scarce in general circulation, but certain factors can push its desirability much higher. Coins that remain in uncirculated condition, particularly those preserved in mint sets, are far rarer and can fetch impressive values. Furthermore, error coins, such as those struck slightly off-center, with die cracks, or with rotated dies, are highly sought after and can command extraordinary premiums. The market value of the 1997 50-cent coin varies depending on condition. Circulated coins in average grade often trade for just a little over face value, around $1 to $3. However, coins in extremely fine to uncirculated condition can sell for $10 to $20, while those in proof quality, issued in collector sets, may command prices of $40 to $60 or more. Rare errors or particularly striking examples can skyrocket into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction, making this coin one that every collector should carefully examine. Collectors are especially drawn to this coin because it represents a key part of the continuous series of Australian coat of arms 50-cent issues. Many numismatists aim to build a complete year-by-year collection, and the 1997 coin is an essential piece in that timeline. Its connection to Australia's national identity and its classic Devlin design only increase its appeal. One reason why this coin remains popular today is its cultural resonance. The coat of arms is not just a symbol, it's a story of unity, progress, and resilience. Collectors value coins that carry meaning, and the 1997 issue captures the essence of what it means to be Australian. It's not just currency, it's heritage in your hand. But here's where things get exciting for everyday treasure hunters. Even though millions were minted, the possibility of finding an error coin or one in immaculate condition in your pocket change is still real. Imagine coming across a pristine, uncirculated 1997 coin that's been tucked away for decades. It could transform a 50-cent piece into a $50 or even $100 collector's prize instantly. For investors, coins like the 1997 50-cent provide a unique opportunity. They may not all be rare, but their potential lies in condition, varieties, and errors. As the collector base in Australia and internationally continues to grow, even standard coins in high grade are increasing in value year by year. This steady upward trend makes them both a collector's joy and a wise investment. In conclusion, the 1997 Australian 50-cent coin may seem ordinary at first glance, but it carries a remarkable story. With its coat of arms design, historical significance, and potential for high value in rare conditions, it represents far more than its face value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just starting out, this coin is a gem worth holding on to. So next time you come across a 1997 50-cent piece, take a closer look. It might just be the one that turns your loose change into a collector's treasure, or even into the start of a millionaire-making discovery. Next up, the 1999 Australian 50-cent coin may look like just another piece of everyday change, but once you take a closer look, it transforms into something much more powerful. With its striking coat of arms design featuring Australia's most iconic animals, the kangaroo and the emu. This coin represents not just national identity, but also incredible potential for collectors who know its true value. To appreciate the significance of this coin, we need to go back to its roots. Australia first introduced the 50-cent denomination in 1966, initially as a round silver coin. That version was short-lived due to the soaring price of silver, and by 1969, it was replaced with the iconic 12-sided dodecagonal shape we know today. The 1999 issue continues this proud tradition, serving as both a functional piece of currency and a work of art. The reverse design is dominated by the Australian coat of arms, crafted with exquisite detail. At the center sits the shield, divided into 6 sections to represent each state of the Commonwealth. Surrounding the shield are the kangaroo and the emu, chosen deliberately because neither animal can move backward, symbolizing a nation that always pushes forward. Above it all rests the 7-pointed Commonwealth star, tying together the story of a united Australia. On the obverse side, the coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maklauf. This portrait, used on Australian coins through the 1990s, depicts the Queen wearing the royal diadem. It's a classic representation of monarchy and tradition, balancing perfectly with the national pride expressed on the reverse. Let's move into the specifications that make this coin so remarkable. The 1999 50-cent coin has a diameter of 31.51 millimeters, a weight of 15.55 grams, and is struck in copper-nickel alloy. Its unique 12-sided shape makes it one of the most recognizable circulating coins anywhere in the world, and also one of the largest and heaviest coins in everyday use. Your coin, in excellent condition, deserves special attention. While millions of these coins were minted, most became heavily worn from circulation. An excellent condition example maintains its sharp details, the fine lines on the shield, the feathers of the emu, and the strong stance of the kangaroo. Collectors will always pay a premium for coins that look fresh and vibrant. So, is the 1999 50-cent coin rare? While it isn't as scarce as some commemorative issues, its appeal lies in condition and era varieties. Standard mintage was high, but pristine coins are much harder to find today. Error coins from 1999, such as misstrikes, off-center mintings, or double strikes, can be worth hundreds of dollars, transforming an everyday coin into a numismatic gem. When it comes to market value, this coin delivers impressive returns over face value. In circulated condition, a 1999 50-cent coin typically trades for around $1 to $2, which is already double to quadruple its face value. However, in excellent to near uncirculated condition, values rise significantly, often ranging from $5 to $15. Collectors seeking perfect examples, especially those graded by professional services, will sometimes pay $30 or more. Now here's where the excitement really builds. If you happen to come across a 1999 50-cent coin error, say a double-struck coin, a broad strike, or even a mule error, its value can soar into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars. This is why every collector, whether beginner or expert, should carefully inspect their 1999 pieces. What looks ordinary might be a hidden fortune. The coin's demand is driven by more than just rarity. The kangaroo and emu are deeply symbolic of Australia, making this design one of the most beloved in the entire decimal series. Collectors from around the world pursue these coins as souvenirs of Australia's national heritage, ensuring strong international demand as well. Another factor boosting its desirability is the coin's role in completing date runs. Many collectors aim to assemble full collections of 50-cent coins by year. Missing even a single date can break a collection, so the 1999 issue becomes a vital piece, especially in high grade. This constant pressure from completionist collectors helps push values higher over time. Think about this. If you had saved just a small handful of excellent condition 1999 50-cent coins when they were first issued, you could already be looking at returns many times their original face value. And as the years go by, fewer pristine examples remain in circulation, guaranteeing that values will continue to climb. Can this coin make you a millionaire? Perhaps not on its own, but here's the secret every collector knows. Wealth in numismatics often comes from building collections of high-quality coins, especially when they include popular types like the 1999 Kangaroo Emu issue. A carefully curated collection, with varieties and errors included, could easily transform into an investment worth many thousands, or even more. The true beauty of the 1999 50-cent coin lies in its dual identity. On one hand, it's a common piece of circulating currency, passed from hand to hand in daily transactions. On the other hand, in excellent condition, it becomes a work of art, a national treasure, and a potential financial opportunity. This duality is what keeps collectors endlessly fascinated. In conclusion, the 1999 Australian 50-cent coin with the kangaroo and emu reverse is much more than pocket change. It embodies history, tradition, artistry, and investment potential. Whether you're drawn to its symbolic design, its rarity in high grades, or its growing market value, this coin is a piece you'll want to hold on to. It might just be the key to turning your collection into something truly life-changing.